My wife of 9 years secretly planned to meet her ex and took our son. I found out as they were on their way. As the title states, my 49M wife, 36F, has apparently been texting back and forth with her ex all week and made plans to meet with him. We have been having a hard time recently and my wife says she's in the midst of a crisis, though she cannot define what the crisis is. Her moods are radically shifting and she's made some odd choices recently in terms of our relationship, but we attended couples therapy 2 weeks ago and, for the first time in a long time, seemed to be moving in a positive direction. Prior to going to therapy, I accidentally caught her in a lie by pure happenstance. It was a little white lie or, maybe more accurately, a lie by omission, but a lie nonetheless. At the end of our therapy session I told her to please not to lie to me again. Not even a little white lie. Less than a week after that therapy session, her ex reached out to her. This is the guy she was in a relationship with immediately before me. They were seeing each other for 7 months and, at the time, he told her he and his wife were divorcing and living separately. Turned out he was lying to her. She found out when his wife called her and threatened her. He eventually broke it off and returned to his wife. Anyway, my wife has apparently been texting him all week and they made plans to meet. I had errands to run and she used the cover of meeting her dad for something. But, as luck would have it, I wrapped up early and texted her that I could come meet her and her dad. She didn't answer right away so I called. When she answered and I told her I'd come there, she was busted and had to admit she was on the way to meet her ex, with our son in tow. I flipped out. It wasn't so much that she was meeting her ex but that she'd lied to me about it so brazenly. She told me to come meet him, which I initially said yes to and then passed on at the last minute. When she got home, I got our son to bed and she was trying to be sweet to me. Offered to make me dinner. I wanted answers. It turns out that, not only had she met him, but she deleted all of their texts from the last week to cover her tracks. She claims he spent the time telling her how important family is, and that she should grow up, get her shit together, and fight to save our relationship. It seems she may even have been texting him while in bed with me. So anyway, based on our talk tonight, I don't know if this is salvageable. I love her and I don't want to split, but how can I trust her now? What would you do? How do I trust her again? Edit. For anyone who has taken the time to read this, and even some of my past posts, and then taking the time to comment, I wish to tell you all how much I appreciate it. Won't lie. Feeling very isolated now. Lonely. Your comments, even the very straightforward ones telling me to just pull the ripcord and get out, have made a very long night a little better. I had a long call with my wife today, ahead of my own individual therapy appointment, and am going to move forward in the best way I can right now for my family. That means insisting on couples therapy. Insisting that she speak with her GP to address potential issues related to depression and, most critically, I have asked that she inform him that in order to save the relationship he supposedly was advising her to save, she discontinue contact with him. I told her, you supposedly hadn't talked for 10 years so that shouldn't be a big ask. You've seen him. You checked in. Leave it at that and say, goodbye. I asked her to make a decision, in or out. As in, committed to saving the relationship and willing to do whatever is required? Or already moved on? She chose in. She cried and told me she's sorry she's hurting me. That she doesn't know what she's doing anymore. I again insisted she seek help. Rearranging deck chairs on Titanic? Maybe. This may very well be a big mistake on my part. Probably is. But I'm not going in blind. I'm meeting a divorce attorney next week and beginning to cultivate an exit strategy geared to cause minimal damage, hurt, or pain to our child if possible should that be how it goes down. I've told her this is it. Last shot. Thank you again for time, consideration, and for some of you, especially those who PMD, your kindness.
Relevant comments. Huga Day. I just read your post about her staying out until 4 a.m. partying out of the blue. Could that be connected? I have learnt from experience that once someone starts telling you lies, deleting things so that you won't find out, regardless of what the content was, you will never trust that person fully again. I tried for 5 years to build back trust in my ex, knowing his betrayal was only emotional and not physical. I convinced myself that made it slightly better. It didn't. It wore me down, I was exhausted. You'll second guess everything she does and tells you. You'll wonder what she's lying about next. You'll wonder if she's told you the full truth about anything. Unfortunately, I learned the hard way that a relationship without complete trust is very painful, and I personally think it's impossible. Once someone has lied to you once, and you've forgiven them/stayed, they learn that you are a forgiver. That you'll stay through anything. They don't learn that their actions have consequences. They don't learn how deeply they've hurt you. So, I realized that after the first time, every time my ex lied to me it was me that was causing my own hurt. I was choosing to stay when I should have been leaving. I was hurting myself, I knew he was capable of lies and I ignored my morals and boundaries. Once I changed the narrative to this in my own mind, it was so much easier to leave. It's somehow easier to make excuses for someone else letting you down, but much harder when you realize you're letting yourself down too. She's shown you who she is and what she's capable and willing to do. Believe her.
OP. Well, a lot of people are going to jump on me, but I asked her today to tell me once and for all if she's in or out on saving our relationship. I told her this is her last chance. That I refuse to accept lies and being sneaky. She said she loves me and wants to save it. So I told her I am CHOOSING to trust her one final time. But if she abuses that trust again and I find out, she will be leaving.
Puzzleheaded _dog _912. So she was 27 and you were 40 when you married. How old was she when you started dating? I'm not justifying her actions, but maybe she feels like you took away from her youth. And maybe you did, because I don't really know what you would have in common with a 20-something at 40.
OP. She was 28. I was 40. There was immediate chemistry. I was initially hesitant due to her age, but it wasn't an issue then, aside from my concern about what might happen as I aged ahead of her. Things were great in the beginning, as they always are. And they were great for a lot of years. It's only in the last 8 months or so that things went off the rails. I don't think it's trying to reclaim her youth, but who knows? She'd been through a series of bad relationships prior to this, including with this guy, and she'd done plenty of partying. When we met, she specifically said she was done with all that.